Hi, everyone. Welcome back to MC Radio. We are so excited for this week's series because we're switching it up a bit and we're shifting to actually talking to mom leaders who are making it happen. Chloe had this incredible idea, not only to talk to some of our moms to gain perspectives that are within our industry, but honestly, to get some tangible tips and tricks of things that they're doing to really make their world a lot better with the pandemic. And also to give us a dose of inspiration. We're focusing on moms that really have completely different makeups when it comes to their family, whether that be elementary kids all the way up through high school, our college kids, and some of our moms who are leading the way. We even have a special guest who moved from the corporate world into being a full-time mom, which is real deal for those of us who have experienced that. So again, we're so excited. It's all about mom leaders making it happen. So without further ado, let's get to know our moms.
Hey ladies, thanks so much for having me on MC Radio. You guys are like HP famous at this point, so this is a high point of my week. I work at HP Inc. I sell print and print solutions into commercial South accounts. My home life, I live with my boyfriend of 5+ years. His name is Philip. He also works for HP Inc. We're diehard HPers here in this family. We both bleed HP Inc. blue, I guess you could say. And then as far as children go, he has 2 kids from a previous marriage. So I'm essentially a stepmom to 2 awesome kids, Emma and Charlie. Emma's 10 and Charlie is 7 years old. And then last but not least, we just welcomed a little girl into the world about 5 months ago, and her name is Everly.
So let's see, from a work perspective, I currently have responsibility for the U.S. print and supplies end user sales organization at HP. It's a relatively new position for me. I accepted this role in just November. So it's been very exciting, very fun, as I say, possibly the steepest climb I've had, but I have enjoyed it because I have met so many new people, but also really just extended my understanding of HP and how we operate and how print and supplies really has been so much of HP's legacy. Let's see, then on the home front, been married for over 20 years. And yes, very exciting. My husband's name is Jody. And we have 2 teenage sons. Augustus is the youngest, and August is a junior in high school. And then Huxley is the oldest, and he is a sophomore at the university, so he's in college. So very fast-paced indeed.
I'm an inside district manager for the acquisition team. We chase and hunt down large corporate accounts, enterprise accounts, and try to close business for those sizable accounts. And then I'm a mother of 4, wife, and my husband's just a newly retired fire chief. I'm also a part-time coach for a running club, not a local nonprofit called New Mexico Soul Running Club. Akira's 19. She's in college right now. She's running cross country and track at New Mexico Highlands University. My son Nathaniel's 17, and he's at Rio Rancho High School. As Zoe, my daughter Zoe is, she's 14, and then my youngest Luciana is, she's 12, and she's in middle school.
Very quickly, I became a mother. So I have she just turned 3, like last week, 2 weeks ago. And then I have another little one who is 16 months. Basically 2 toddlers running around, the terrible 3 and the 2. So I'm bombarded with 2 of those. And I'm a wife, a stay-at-home mother full-time. I was blessed to have my husband support that 100%. And, before becoming a mother, I ran my own technology business. So there was a whole shift in that. And that's why I say that very quickly change had to happen and we had to adapt. And that was the plan that we formulated together.
So it sounds like we have a lot going on in every one of our homes. So we kind of have a fun question. If once a week you could have a personal chef, a personal trainer, or a cleaning service come to your house, which would you choose and why?
Is there any possibility of all 3? I'll pay extra. No. So we've been in the habit of really trying to walk as much as we can. So we'll say we're covered on that base, but I'll take that personal chef. I think that would be a lot of fun, particularly with the change of season right now. There's a lot of great dishes and a lot of fare out there. So I'm going to go with that personal chef for a fun night.
I'm going to go with the deep cleaning service because, first of all, the kitchen is my sanctuary. I love being in the kitchen and cooking as often as I can. I don't have enough time for that right now, so that would be my second choice. But yes, definitely getting my house deep cleaned.
Definitely pick the personal chef because I don't cook personally. I have to lean on my family to cook for me, and then when we come home late from practice, I would love for our meals to be ready to go.
Definitely, I think a personal trainer. And I say that because you need you time, like where it's just about you and building you and loving you. That's hands down what I would say.
This is one of my favorite questions in the whole series because it really makes you ponder. I'm sure all of us would, of course, pick different things. I know me personally, I'm going for personal chef all day. The cooking 3 meals a day is real. All right, so next question. You know, you often hear this term work-life balance. So when you hear it, what is it that you think about and what does it mean to you?
I feel like life and work are running into each other so often, more often than they ever have before. So I think that for me, it's something that has significantly changed since having my baby. I, in a previous life, was a field rep living in Southern California. You know, work-life balance was not a real thing for me. I worked all day and night, and I could have done that, and I loved it. I had so much fun doing it. But, you know, now priorities shift, and really prioritizing making time for your customers is absolutely important. And I do so during the day, but I really have shifted my mindset to, okay, at night, it's really focusing on family and making sure that they matter, because it's really hard to get that and reach that balance with everyone.
Work-life balance, I think of, you know, where you have dedicated time for work and dedicated time for home. But in reality, I feel like it kind of sometimes blends together, especially now during coronavirus. The kids are just right outside the door. They hear me, and they'll come and make me lunch. But it's just trying to find the right balance between, like, I get up at 4 o'clock every morning, and before they get up, and I read my emails for work for the first 2 hours. And then they get up, and so I put the phone down and put the computer, you know, turn the computer off for a bit, and I go out and help them with breakfast. That's why I picked up coaching with the kids, is because I know in the evenings that I actually get 100% of that time with my family, and it's not with work at all.
From when I was even quite young, I've always had a notion that I could have it all. And what I have found through the years is it has come in different measures. But my encouraging words to all would be, you can absolutely have it and structure as you want. You have to recognize there'll always be some trade-offs. You know, the elusive work-life balance is, for me, making sure that you have elements of both. So I can always tell Chloe if I have too much work, if I've over-indexed there, or if for some reason I've indexed the other way, which is not as common, but it can happen in the course of a week or a month. And so I think the key here is really making sure that you personally understand your balance.
We're going to wrap it up with really digging into this question. What would you consider your mom style to be?
It's ever evolving, I feel like, especially with 2 stepchildren. I, you know, try to be a good role model for them always. I think that's always at the forefront of my mind when I think about momming, but it's also just changing all the time. The kids' attitudes change when they turn 10 years old all of a sudden, and then your whole role in the situation has to flip. And it's just, like I said, ever evolving. And then now adding a baby to the mix, it's so funny. So Emma, the 10-year-old, will tell me, gosh, you and my dad are so strict. And I said, well, at least I'm only your stepmom. Imagine Everly, her life is going to be real hard for you. And she just like thinks I'm so funny when I say it, but really, if I'm that strict, imagine.
I like to think of myself like the big recreational vehicle. I move the family. You know, I direct it, I move it, I feed it, I protect it. I make sure everybody stays grounded. So that is my role.
Take an active role in their schools. Be visible. And what, Chloe, I have found is that there are a lot of willing volunteers. Not many parents wanted to take leadership roles, that they felt more comfortable doing committee work. And to me, committee work was harder or more difficult because it was very time consuming. What I could do is I could take the leadership roles, because if I need to craft an agenda, I can do that in the evening. And for me, that was manageable. I don't necessarily shy away from those leadership roles just because you're the super busy one. You know, there's a saying that, you know, give the task to the busiest person and it will be sure to get done. The other thing we always kid about, but when I'm not traveling on business, we are absolutely at that family dinner. And they say there's a significant link to that and academic performance and overall self-confidence in the children. When they were young, we used to say, well, what was your lumpy low today and what was your happy high? Now, we're past that at this point, but it really got them talking because they had to think about what was the lumpy low and the happy high. And, you know, it was kind of quirky, but it worked.
This is already so fun and so incredible to see all the different and diverse perspectives from you moms. You're absolutely crushing it, so I can't wait for the rest of this week.